What's up, guys? Welcome to Rice and Beans in our special Dumb Fuck Video Edition. What's up, Big O?
I don't know what's up. I think our blood pressure will be up soon.
A lot of people's were. A lot of fucking triggered people in the making of this one.
God dang, man.
Some of these hit harder than a blow to the back of the head before going to sleep.
What was that on Rick and Morty? God damn!
This guy gets it.
Noob. Oh my gosh. We're in for quite a treat tonight.
Oh, yes, we are. Like, there are so many fucking dumbasses out there that instead of bitching about them today, we're going to use them for our own entertainment.
Well, you know, Darwin once said that the thinning of the herd will make the whole world stronger. And, well, we know that now.
It sure did. It sure did. And speaking of thinning of the herd, there's plenty of ways to for that to happen. And this first person, they found a very, very creative way to help thin the herd and alleviate their snake problem. So a Maryland man burned down his house while attempting to get rid of the snakes that were living in there. So sets a fire and the thing gets out of control. And before we know it, there's a fucking barbecue going on.
Wowie. I mean, you walk home, you see a bunch of snakes coming out of your wall, and you freak out so bad that you want them out of there. You want them out stat. Now, get it done. Let's burn this motherfucker down.
Lord Jesus, there's a fire.
Jeebus. Oh, Lordy Jeebus. How come we got the snakes in, y'all? I'll tell you what, man. That is the wrong thing to do to get snakes out.
Kill it with fire.
When you read this story, the house is on a big plot of land that's not available from the street. There is no fire hydrant for the firemen to attach to. The house was just totaled. There was no saving it. And the firemen weren't going to send their people in there to try to stop it any other means because that would have meant their life.
Dealing with flaming snakes, and who the fuck wants to do that?
Okay, snakes are bad, but when you got a flaming snake throwing themselves at you, that's worse.
Snakes on a plane, snakes in a fire.
I would not have a fire snake jump at me. I mean, forget that. I would not eat them with a fox. I would not eat them in a box with a mouse or in a flaming house.
I mean, it's one thing to have flaming trouser snakes throwing themselves at you, but not actual flaming snakes.
Wowie, zowie. That is a conundrum, and the way you just said that, man, you're above it.
From God's lips to your ears.
Oh yeah. You know, and then moving on that venue, I mean, people just freak out over nothing. And, you know, not only do we have issues with snakes, but we have issues with spiders. I mean, do you like spiders?
I do not.
Why not?
Because they suck.
No, they actually bite. So more than 25 firefighters and 2 trucks were sent to the scene, according to the wildling, and took about 5 minutes to put out the fire. He found a bunch of spiders in his house, set his house ablaze, and the firefighters had to stop this blaze. Yeah?
Did they? Did they really?
I don't think anybody won here.
Arachnophobia all over again?
Worse than that, just stupophobia. I mean, if that's an actual movie, I mean, you really hate spiders that much that you would burn down your own house. I mean, for fuck's sakes. And these guys, they're heroes. These firefighters not only saved this retard's life, save property. I'm not even concerned about this dumb guy's life or his house. I'm concerned about his neighbors losing their house because he's stupid.
And what of the spiders now? Now where they just displaced them. They didn't solve the problem. They just forced them into somebody else's house.
Now there's going to be an influx of spider homelessness, and they're going to be out underneath the tracks and underneath the bridges, and they're just going to panhandle for money now. Breaking
into cars, stealing catalytic converters just like the rest of them.
Man, you eat that fly? You eat that fly? Give me that fly. God dang, man. Smoking crack out in the street. Those spiders will be.
Yeah, man. Just the ridiculousness of like oh yeah, there's some spiders. Let's go ahead and burn down the whole fucking house. It's like slightly overkill, maybe, perhaps, just a little bit.
Just a touch too much from what AC/DC sung. I don't know, man. Snakes, spiders, I could live with them. If they're in my walls, yeah, it'd freak me out. But guess what? I call pest control. Doesn't that work usually?
It does. Otherwise, you got to figure out how to sleep while the beds are burning.
Oh, yeah. That who was that? That was Midnight Oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't like spiders or snakes either because they're from Australia.
Right? And those fuckers are huge down there.
They're huge. They're lovely, wonderful spiders. They bite, they sting. They're huge down in Australia. They don't sting you in the heart like some people get stung in the heart, but you know, the spiders.
I could see possibly burning down a house that was infested with those fucking spiders.
I don't know. This was in Fresno. Fresno. Who visits Fresno?
That wasn't a fucking house. That was just a cover story. It was really another fucking meth lab that went up.
Yeah, there was a farmhouse turned into a house that was shit house, an outhouse, if you will. You know, and then if you didn't think that was bad, you know, flight's just gotten 10 times better. There was a recent story about a pilot that was like 10 times the legal limit to fly a plane, let alone drive a car, that was barely stopped for JetBlue. But this one, I think, takes a cake. I mean, when you have an animal that calms you, you take it with you, right?
Yep.
And if the animal's hungry, you feed it, right?
Yeah.
And if the animal happens to be a cat, what do you feed it?
Meow mix.
No, milk. So, you know, they have to have milk to drink, right? And, well, I guess you give them breast milk?
This one lady did. A woman on a Delta flight was asked to stop breastfeeding her cat, and she refused. And then a bunch of people were, you know, getting upset about it. And she has the audacity to say that she has every right to feed her baby. And, well, I get it, you know, yes, if it's a human baby, but she didn't pop that thing out. And if she did, then that's a whole other fucking story.
Man, could you imagine all the cats around Miss Chokes on Dick's ankles trying to get that milk? Meow, 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 meow. Breastfeeding a cat on a plane. Would you do that?
No.
You got nipples.
Can you milk me, Jack?
Oh, man, that's like that's well over the limit right there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a nipply much. I don't know. I mean, if I were to see that, okay, rest assured she was not a thin woman, a beautiful woman, a well-breasted woman. We'll just assume that she's on the heavier side. Flapjacks that hang down below the knees. She tucks them into her socks so the nipples don't freeze. Let's just assume that she is part on the low spectrum.
She took her tits out. The cat went, somebody run and grab me some maple syrup and these flapjacks.
The cat looked at other passengers and said, "You gonna let this shit happen to me?
Help me, fucker, help.
Goddamn, call the cops.
This bitch thinks I want this."
She smells like tuna and not in a good way.
Oh.
Hey-oh. Yeah, my gosh, man. What the fuck is happening to people nowadays, man? I don't know. I can't explain it.
I mean, they're letting the crazies roam the streets now.
I guess. But you know what? If you want milkies, you want your cat to have milkies, you just whip out your floppy tit and feed it.
Yeah, no shit.
I thought it was funny watching those movies where, you know, they're pulling on the udder of the cow and they're feeding cats. You know, that's kind of cute. But doing that with a woman on a plane.
But when it happens in real life, it's not so fucking funny.
Oh my god!
Can't look on the cat's face. Fuck you all.
Fuck you for letting me lick this.
looks at the captain. Fuck it, take her down. Hit something hard. I don't want to limp away from this wreck.
This is the worst episode of Tom and Jerry I ever saw.
And speaking of things that little mind-boggling, hard to wrap your brain around. I saw this thing about they're going to start mandatory food recycling here in California.
I thought you were full of shit when you told me about this.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be too, but no.
I had to look this up to prove you right, and boy, were you right.
This is going to get gross real fast.
Oh my gosh, man. I mean, answer the most common question. You know, what am I supposed to put the, bin? You got a bin for food. Oh, man, think about some of the households that would throw this food away and what it would smell like. I mean, diaper rash.
It's going to be fucking gross.
Okay, well, Americans eat gross food. Don't get me wrong. But we're just as gross as any other nationality. Think of Chinese food, Indian food, and we're talking about dot Indian, not,
Push, not pull?
Yeah. And think of, rotten eggs and all the dirty diapers. And imagine that in the street. God, that would reek.
It'd be like fucking walking through Streets of East LA all over again.
Great gaga maga. It smells like hot ass out here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully there's like fucking centers where you can go, or it's like this one big ass bin that they pick up on the daily, because yeah, that shit's gonna be fucking gnarly during the summer. Can you imagine, like 110 degrees and then you gotta put those cans out on trash day? Woo-wee.
Thank God it's just here in California, because if Arizona did that at 116-degree weather, I've smelled some of my trash, and oh boy, it's not good. Just think of all that milk that's all gotten coagulated, just retching in there. Mm-hmm. Fucking maggots forming in your food, because they get through those lips. Those things aren't sealed right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, disgusting, man. And it's not like you have any hogs that you can feed it to, or animals that you can make sure that it gets fed to. It's just going to be hot, sweat, smelly ass.
And it's like a bunch of people are jumping on board. Oh, this is a good idea. Why, fucking asshole? You're not a farmer. Neither am I. Leave that to the professionals.
Oh my God. Think of all that extra flesh that Nancy Pelosi has to throw away. It's just nasty. It's going to be bad fast, just like you said. I agree.
Oh, fucking gross. I mean, I get it. They're trying to help, the fucking planet, whatever. That'll still be around after I'm dead, and I'm not going to care then either. So, I don't know. Like, I think when people were like, "Oh, what about your children?" It sounds like their fucking problem. I'm gonna be dead. What do I care?
Man, that Mexican food stinks when you take a shit. But think about the Mexican food that you don't eat.
Right, and all that's gonna just sit and fester and like be taking up space in the fucking in the cans. And then
what's that smell of rotten flesh? Barbacoa.
And then there's neighborhoods that live close to the foothills where you got animals that are fucking big enough to knock cans over, and so what then? They're gonna fucking smell all that food and come knocking the shit over, and then who's gonna clean that up?
Hey, boo boo, let's go down and get the trash today. Yay.
Yeah, and I didn't think about bears. I was just thinking about like fucking coyotes and shit, and like like smaller annoying animals. But yeah, there's some neighborhoods that butt right up to.
I thought the coyotes just brought the people over the border.
They just drop them off and like, let's get some garbage and go.
Yeah, think about mountain lions too.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple incidences here in the LA County where that happened as well. So you get that food out there, and they're gonna smell that rotten flesh, and they're gonna want it because they're carnivorous. They'll eat anything.
Way to think it through. Way to think it through.
But they won't eat that fat bitch that feeds a cat with her titties.
No.
That milk's gone sour.
The milk's gone bad.
Don't drink the milk. Oh my gosh, man. On that note, I was reading something that I heard about in a local radio station about a Japanese woman giving up a baby. So, I mean, she's the mother, right? She gave birth to this child. This child was formed from a sperm donor, right? So
a pump and dump clinic.
Yeah. So in China, in Japan, there's a new way of getting children because there's a lot of impotent men. From what they say, I doubt it, but who knows? But they want to have children that are smarter, that are bred from good stock. So they go online. And what I mean by online is their version of Facebook, and people post, their credentials, their education, their work history. And if they're a good fit, then they donate their sperm and they have, the family has a child, the couple. Well, the unnamed plaintiff, a 30-year-old woman from Tokyo, said she and her husband wanted to have a second child, but were concerned after finding that her husband had hereditary conditions in this case. So they didn't want to have a child through, osmosis because the child might have hereditary conditions that were passed on. They decided to use a sperm donor, and they found a man in his 20s on social media who claimed to be a single Japanese man who graduated from Kyoto University. And after having sex with the donor 10 times, because he couldn't have just done it in a cup and she got inseminated, he had to deliver himself. She was pregnant, basically, right? She gave birth to this child, and the baby was tested, and it was found that the man that donated the sperm was actually Chinese. He was not Japanese. He obviously did not attend and graduate from Kyoto University. And well, he had a lackluster career too, so he really wasn't that smart. Well, the woman accused the donor of misleading with false information to have sex with her. Really? Really? Did that happen?
She just described every fucking date on the planet.
Ain't that the truth? The only difference was this guy got lucky because he had that story. He wasn't an astronaut. He wasn't a firefighter. He graduated from Kyoto University, and that was the end. Now she's seeking approximately $2.8 million in compensation for emotional distress. Wow. Wow. She wants $2.8 million from a Chinese man who didn't graduate from Kyoto University and doesn't have a killer job. Like, that's really going to happen.
Worst baby mama ever.
Man, add insult to injury, right? And this is a common feature for over there, as we said. They look for sperm donors on social media. This guy just straight up lied, and they didn't even do any fact checking. Where was Facebook then?
Exactly.
We determined that
we
determined that this was a lie.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, not only is she asking for $2.8 million, but she's giving up the baby. She's donated the baby to be adopted. Why the fuck go through all this if you're not going to love your child?
He was Chinese. What a racist bitch.
Yeah, you think?
That's what it comes down to, really. You fucking racist bitch.
This is going to be the next Chinese-Japanese war. This woman started it.
That's going to pop it off.
Oh my gosh, man. You know what? She should have probably smelled the dick. Let me smell that dick. It smells like Szechuan. I don't think I want it in me.
Right? Why doesn't it smell like teriyaki?
Well, teriyaki's okay in Japan, but and they have it in China too. I'm thinking it smells more like rotten fish.
Or it should, and it didn't.
The rice just doesn't smell the same.
And they're like, she's bitching up a storm. We're like, I think this easily could have been avoided if somebody would have just told her, "Hey, shut the fuck up. Rice is rice."
Ain't that the truth, man? This one we don't have a link to, but you told me about this, and I actually researched it too. I want you to talk about it because I think I'll throw up if I try to say anything about it.
I think this one goes well with the fucking rice we were just talking about. And this is a chicken. It's a special chicken. And this is a TikTok recipe, if I'm not mistaken. This one is NyQuil chicken.
Wait, whoa. Don't say You just said NyQuil and chicken together. What the hell do you fucking mean?
So you know how there's like, teriyaki sauce or Szechuan sauce?
I got you.
Well, now these dumbass kids are using NyQuil as a sauce to cook this fucking chicken in.
Seriously?
Fucking dumbest shit I've seen in a very, very long time. And that's saying something in 2022.
What the hell do they get off putting NyQuil on chicken for?
It's supposed to like get you all fucked up.
Wow. Really? My gosh, man. The things that they will do to make cordon bleu the cheap way.
You know?
Do you want the red chicken or you want the blue chicken? I want the NyQuil chicken.
Why, oh, why did I eat the blue chicken?
Because it was NyQuil chicken. It put my ass to sleep and I went back into the Matrix.
And they showed people cooking it, actually cooking it, and like people eating it. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, what the fuck? Like,
what's next, man? Robitussin chicken?
Is Darwin's family getting royalties for all of this shit?
I think Darwin's whole family lineage is rolling in their grave.
He gets a nickel every time somebody eats a piece of fucking NyQuil chicken. Great granddad, they proved you right again.
Yeah, but like we discussed too, the only reason why this is horrible is our medical system is so good that they're, reviving these fucking jackholes and allowing them to live so they can have more children so they can have NyQuil chicken.
And these are the same people that the Pope wants to fucking have reproduce. Don't reproduce.
Don't. Please don't. We know you're stupid as hell if you're putting NyQuil on your chicken. Don't have children because guaranteed they're going to eat it too.
Eat the NyQuil chicken. Just don't have kids.
Go to sleep. Don't fight it.
You can still keep doing TikTok. Just please stop doing humanity.
You know what? I'm more than certain that we're going to have retards out there that are going to put NyQuil capsules on the chicken and assume it's the same thing.
Why are they so hard to cut?
These NyQuil hard capsules just didn't absorb well, dude. Jesus Christ. I mean, what's really next? What else are you going to put on chicken? I mean, is it going to be to make it distilled to urinate on it?
This is the marinade.
Wow, your chicken tastes like asparagus. What did you baste it in? My urine.
It's clean. All the orange juice I drank picked up the acidic level, and so it kind of cooked it already.
What's that? What's that soft sauce? It tastes a little like pineapples. I drink a lot of pineapple juice.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Wow. Would you like your NyQuil chicken in the can? No, I'll have it right here. Thank you.
They're NyQuil should jump on this thing and just fucking put out a chicken flavored version of NyQuil and DayQuil.
After you put your NyQuil chicken on your chicken and you cook it, do you put it on your upper lip so you can sniff it?
The NyQuil could be the chicken flavor and the DayQuil could be the waffles flavor.
Chicken and waffles. Best remedy. Grandma's old recipe to make me feel better. Fuck manoodle.
Chicken flavored tussin.
Oh man, what'd you put in that drink? I put tussin and chicken. And then you know what's on the side? What? Waffles.
That scissor shit started like this whole fucking stupid thing.
Oh, it's so fucking dumb.
But if you really want to trip balls.
Yeah. Do you like tea?
Yeah.
Do you like tampon tea?
No, I don't think I've never tried it, and I think it's one of those things that people may say is an acquired taste, or just that it's something you just have to get used to. I wholeheartedly disagree with both. I neither have to get used to that, nor do I have the desire to acquire said taste. No, absolutely fucking not. Like it's vampire tea. Like it reminds me of this fucking this fucking old joke. It was like three vampires walk into a bar. Two of them order a shot of blood. The other one orders a cup of hot water. Bartender puts it down, and he's like, "What's with the hot water?" The third vampire takes out, a fucking tampon out of his pocket and says, "I'm making tea."
Yeah, when you look at this stuff, man, it's just it makes no sense. I mean, you're looking at teens drinking tampon tea to get high. I just showed you the image of the the headline, just so you could see fucking Dumb and Dumber, the way he tries to throw up. It just makes me laugh every single time. So basically what happens is with the chemicals inside of the tampon from the absorption, cotton that's in there, when you dunk it in water, it gets you high. It's supposed to get you high. There's an active ingredient in there. It's a chemical that sterilizes the actual I'm sorry. I'm a loss for words trying to explain this to you. The chemical, when soaked in water, is supposed to just get absorbed into you. You get high. That's basically what the crux is. The problem is that in some of the Asian countries where this is being done, it's really it costs a lot to get a couple boxes of tampons. So what do you do if you can't afford the box of tampons?
Pop a squat over a jar and start selling it on the roadside.
You go to some restrooms that have female dispensaries for those said used products and use them to make your tea. We're talking red tea, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they take these used, and I dare say gently used, I would say mostly used products, put them in hot boiling water, and now you have Lloyd Christmas.
And it's just like people are, give kids a chance. They don't know yet. It's like, no, dude. Every time I listen to one of their ideas, I can literally hear my brain cells committing suicide.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like, really? These are the fuckers you want to give a chance to? These are the people you want to reproduce? No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going around making these pine needle teas. Except not with pine needles so much. And they're drinking, they're getting high, but they're also getting their iron intake.
They're getting two people's iron intake.
Yeah, it's not really smart to do this. I know you're hearing about it from us, but please don't repeat this process because they're chemicals, people. They're chemicals in water, and you don't know where that vag has been. That blood could be tainted, and you're drinking that.
Only if it rolls down the other way.
So, your tampon tea and your NyQuil chicken.
Already.
Thank you, Jeeves. I think I'll hit the sack now. Very good, sir.
Shall we have the old woman come around and nurse your cat before the end of the night?
Yes, please. My cat is thirsty for some milk. My gosh, man, what's this world coming to? We say this all the time, but really, what's it coming to, man?
I think the next bit that we found just kind of sums up what the last couple of years have been like in a nutshell. And so we're gonna do a little screen sharing action here, and we're just gonna walk you through this, and this again, for those of you that have been under a rock for the last 3 or 4 years, this is what you've missed. So I think this post and this series of pictures kind of best sums it up. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of take a little stroll through these. These are some good ones too.
So we're gonna take a stroll through Memory Lane.
Yes, exactly.
We'll start off. We'll kick this off with a mistake anyone can make. Anyone, mind you, can make.
Yep.
I've made mistakes like this before.
Tons of times.
No, I really haven't. But somebody has. A pet owner shocked as puppies he raised for 2 years are bears.
Wow.
How many times have you done this?
Was he blind?
He's stupid.
It's like the fucking kid in Dumb and Dumber.
Pretty bird.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty bird.
I just thought he was really quiet.
The head lops off. Yeah, this guy is a special kind of dumb. I mean, he didn't burn his house down with snakes dumb, but...
And I wonder what it was like when they told him, "Hey, those are bears."
Yeah, boo-boo, this fucker thinks we're dogs. Yay. God dang. Let's go to the next one. Give me your take on this.
So he drew the gingerbread man from Shrek.
He was approached by a man and he didn't know at school. So he makes a drawing to help police nab him. And he gets an award for participating. It's a participation award for a shitty drawing. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want this kid to get hurt. He looks like a cute kid, probably a special kid. But really? Really? I mean, it would be just as bad if you put a stick figure in there.
That'd be fucked up if the guy that did it really did look like that.
Oh, my. Man, we got this guy because your picture was spot on, kid. Look at this freak.
Send him back to the circus with the rest of the mutants.
Keep it in the circus. Freak. My gosh. So, an Englishman using GPS scrawled an inspiring message on his journey. And it was all over Europe during an epic road trip. Can you read what that GPS reads?
I'm gonna just put this out there. Not all heroes wear capes.
No, they don't. But this one, he uses GPS. Send nudes.
This was
epic.
One of the reasons that I wanted to start riding my bike again. I mean, like, he did the send nudes, so obviously I'm not going to do send nudes. It may say fuck you, it may say send joints. I haven't decided yet whichever one requires less pedaling.
How about show me your boobs?
Boobs. Just do it, but old calculator style.
Well, I like that it's awe-inspiring. I like that it's inspirational. And I absolutely love the way he squats and takes a picture and smiles.
When I first saw the fucking thing, I was like, is he taking a shit?
Yeah, all over us by writing send nudes on his GPS. These motherfuckers are going to think of me forever.
This guy, diamond in the rough. I'm going to file this one under legendary.
Legendary. My goodness.
We had to have one spot of something good in this whole fucking shitty mix.
Well, we had one.
Yep, and that was it.
Well, let's have two.
Well, for richer, for poor, for better, for worse, for fucking dumber, for dumberer. This couple sold off everything to buy a boat to go sailing around the world. And on the second day of their voyage,
Titanic!
The Titanic made it at least a few days. These fuckers were out there for how many? That's right. You guessed it, sir. 2.
Wow. He sure called it.
Nailed it.
My goodness. Some of those large canoes that people use to trek across the Atlantic last longer than 2 days.
That reminds me of those fucking those commercials they come out during football season. He was like, or the wife calls, "Oh, honey, my parents want to come out on the boat with us next week to watch the game," and then he fucking walks away with a gas can and the boat's on fire behind him.
Yeah, this guy and that woman, epic. Here's one for the books. This is a travesty. I don't know how to read this without reading it. And an average skier who performed no tricks during half pipe was shocked to not advance.
I mean, a lot of those fucking a lot of those are like 2 or 3 blunts in, and I'm sure half of them don't know what the fuck is going on.
Look at that. Gently goes up on one sidewall, doesn't move, just goes right up and comes right down. You participated. Here's your trophy.
Exactly. Not at the Olympics, fuckers. That's not how that works.
The Special Olympics, you mean? Timmer! That's remarkable. Wow. Really? Well, it's a mirror, so... But wow.
Man dies after drowning vodka with pals, then wakes up in morgue and returns to party. That's dedication.
That's
dedication. Years and years and years of training.
Imagine waking up with no pants, having a V scar across your chest, and then getting back up and going to the party.
That's rock star right there. When they said party like a rock star, that guy had it right.
Man, what were you doing at work? What do you mean? I was doing what I wanted to. No, you should have been doing the autopsy. Not having sex with corpses. Anyway, that is remarkable. And this is remarkable. And a man who bonked his way, and when we say bonked, we mean have sex, across America by saying he was Prince Harry.
Fake it till you make it. That trend never really died out, I guess. I mean, look at the headline.
I guess. Well, you know what? He didn't send nudes, but he did get laid.
A lot.
So I would think this would be more legendary than GPS.
I mean, that one's kind of great moments in hookup history.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Look at him just right over there smiling with his pals and ladies and drinking drinks and getting laid.
Look at all those dumb fucks.
Oh, God, just save us. This was one that was true to your heart.
Only in fucking Florida. A Florida woman is fighting to keep her fully trained gator, who's named Rambo, and rides a four-wheeler. I'm kind of down with this one. I mean, I want what they want and what everyone wants. If my alligator can't ride a 4x4, then damn it, that's not an America I want to live in.
If you can't have a woman that sultry sitting on a bike with her crack cranked over a motorcycle with her gator on a four-wheeler, is this a country you want to live in?
Absolutely not.
Because she is a biggin'.
Only in fucking Florida.
Well, that gator was getting lucky twice a night.
Yep.
I wonder how long it took him to get married. Russian who wore a shirt that said, "I don't do doping, test positive for doping." How does that happen?
It's like those Instagram models with the fake tits that wear those shirts that say all natural.
We know you got a boob job. Calm down about your coconuts.
Where in nature does silicone come from?
The sand?
It's saline. Oh, so it's salt water. Okay. Like you get a pass.
Yeah, but nature doesn't rupture like that so much. Wow. She is pretty cute, though.
Right? Is she a gymnast or a porn star?
I don't know, but she's a dope.
Florida man dies after. Why are these all in Florida? I mean, well, I know why they're all in Florida. But...
Hey, don't feel bad. We get a lot in Arizona too.
Florida man dies out in an explosion after attempting to microwave a microwave. Okay. I'm not going to say I haven't thought about it. I'm not going to say I haven't wondered about it. But thinking about it and having the balls to actually do it, two completely different things.
But I'm a mathematician, and I figure that my Hot Pocket takes approximately 3 minutes to cook inside of a microwave. However, if I put it inside of a microwave, I've just cut that in half.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's right. You have none to say because I'm right.
The weirdest thing is I know people like that.
The bad part about it is that he died. I mean, the good part about it is that he died.
Right? And what is that? The seals come to pick the fucking the remnants of what was in the fucking microwave? And then some shit, he fucking dies in a fucking explosion. The fucking Hot Pocket goes flying and a random seagull gets a lucky day.
I guess. This Hot Pocket tastes a lot like human, but I'm eating this motherfucker. God gravy. Then we go on to the next one. I mean, I cherish this one, and it hits to the heart, and I feel sorry. A dwarf handed crayons and coloring book as the couple sat down for a romantic dinner. James Lusted was handed crayons and a coloring book as he sat down for a romantic meal with his fiancée Chloe. Wow. And you know what? In all that fit of rage and anger by getting the crayons and the book and everything, they were going to take it away. And he said, no, now that it's here, I want it. I'm going to use it. Yeah, well, he's a lucky man. Look at that. He's climbing some mountains.
Oh, the shorter one's the man. Okay.
Oh,
there's a plot twist. I didn't see that one coming.
Oh, man. Frodo Baggins. He's got lucky. You know, that's pretty cool, though. He got some crayons and coloring, out of the night.
It reminds me of Squeak in basketball. She's the cutest little Adam's apple. That's a man.
Wake up, bitch. You're my new best friend. I'm telling you, man. I don't know what I'm telling you. I really don't. I mean, I'm just flabbergasted.
What was his given name? Was that Dopey or Smiley or Happy or which one was he?
I have no idea. I'm thinking Grumpy.
Yeah, kind of. Look at that. All surly. You just got a comic.
Surly? Who uses that word surly? Really? Nice.
Pilot resigns after flying for 20 years with a fake license.
Wow. Notice it says resigns. He wasn't arrested. He didn't quit. He resigned. You got me.
DiCaprio getting bold in his later years.
I guess, man. What the
Somebody saw Catch Me If You Can one too many fucking times.
Man, thank you, E-Bombs World. Fuck's sakes, man. Man skipped work for 6 years and no one noticed until he won an award. I wondered whether he was still working there. Had he retired? Had he died? But the payroll showed he was still receiving a salary. Wow.
So, was the award in the form of a red stapler?
I don't know, but I'm sure he bought it himself. This guy, as far as work goes, is in that legendary status.
Yes.
If I could hide for 6 years and get my paycheck and not have to worry about doing anything, I would love it. Now, I'm too honest to do it, but that would be the best.
Right?
Shiza.
Man uses woman Snapchat filter for Tinder profile and gets more than 1,600 matches and hundreds of messages. This is next level catfishing.
Yikes, man. I mean, it almost looks female-esque, but then you kind of look and you see an Adam's apple, and I don't know, man.
It's like one of those people that their face is too small for their body and their head. That's what that looks like to me.
Yeah, I know. I wonder how much money he pulled in.
There was one time I went out with a group of friends. This is like in college, and this is like I guess the first time I encountered that kind of thing in real life, where the face was too small for the body, and so. The body was nice, and then turned around, and then all of a sudden it's like a miniature face, and I'm like trying to pick up, but at the same time trying to stifle like in every fucking laugh that's gonna come out every other sentence, because I'm like mini face.
Nice.
I don't stop drinking because the owner of a bar has a family to feed, says drunk. Again, not all heroes wear capes.
And you know what? He's supporting people. He's a very supportive person. I salute you.
Right? It's like every time I see a buddy about to leave a beer behind, I'm like, hey, there's starving children in Africa. Let's finish that up. Like, we got to all work to be better.
That pitcher ain't going to drink itself.
Exactly.
And meanwhile, he's going to the bathroom to throw up more room. Oh, my gosh. Women's soap Lavender, melon, and berry. Men's soap. Well, there you go. That's what men's soap's supposed to smell like. Gunpowder, campfire, and whiskey.
And have you heard of that soap line, Dr. Squatch?
Yes, I was actually contemplating whether to use some of that.
It's good. I've used it. But when they say that it's stuff for like it's a little abrasive, like no. There's a little abrasive, and then there's those fucking bars. It does take some getting used to, because at first it feels like you're fucking like scrubbing down with sandpaper.
Well, don't get in between your butt crack.
It'll widen it.
Yikes!
Erosion by soap.
Well, this is just hitting the news. I think this is great. What do you think?
I think this is excellent. Tripping kids as they run around in restaurants may be made legal. I, for one, am totally on board with this, because as Peter Griffin so eloquently put it, I'm trying to enjoy my meal, and little baby Junior, son of a bitch over here.
All I see is a bunch of kids on the ground going, ah, ah, ah.
That reminds me of one of these the videos that I saw, and there was a fucking kid being a dickhead and running through lines of the marching band, and he, like, everybody let him go except the tuba player at the end, who fucking was like, whoop, and fucking that foot came through, and that kid went flying. I was like, yeah, get him.
That's right. That was that kid's fault. You know what? This is dear to my heart, because I love parrots, and parrots were removed from the UK Wildlife Park after they started swearing at customers.
See, what had happened was, I actually had a parrot that might have had a slight problem with cursing.
Tourette's?
Yeah, we'll say Tourette's.
Okay.
yeah, something like that. My sister-in-law comes over, and she gets down and goes, "Oh, look at the bird!" And the bird goes, "Hey, dickhead." And
nice.
And it was one of those parrots that you can clearly understand what the fuck they said, and
right.
yeah, and so she pops up, she looks at me, and she's like, "Did he just?" And the fucking bird's like, "Hey, dickhead."
Nice. These birds were just asking for a cigarette over in the UK. Give me a fag. Give me a fag.
Calling everybody cunts.
Cunt. Oh my god!
I think they'd be entertaining to have, in the park. The fucking ducks, like, fucking chomping on bread, just quacking away.
Parrots in the background going, "Fancy a bugger?"
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
I take those over the ducks any day.
Damn straight. Have a great conversation. What do you think about this?
Farting in front of partner leads to stronger and healthier relationships. I think it causes more alone time, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do. Because if you're trying to push that shit back up in there, you might get a implosion.
Like they say that, and then, you do it, and then she freaks out. I mean, it's like, well, if you don't want to hear it that loud, you shouldn't have been down there.
A little mud on the helmet never killed anybody, but if you have to smell it. Sometimes when she needs to sit down, you got to push in her stool. Just saying. Last but not least on our list here, thank you, E-Bombs World. Missouri man breaks into multiple women's homes to tell them he respects them in celebration of International Women's Day.
Look at that award-winning smile.
God, look at that. Mama loves him.
How can you be mad at that?
I can't. Look at that smile. Mama loves him. Daddy's proud of him. All the ladies like him.
It's like, oh, I can't stay mad at you.
No. Here, take my used panties. No. You just want to pinch those cheeks grandma style, Oh, look at you. You're so cute.
I think this dude got a bum rap.
No, he was looking for bums before he rapped. My goodness, man.
Well, folks, I mean, this is the kind of thing that is going on in the world these days, and it's getting worse and worse out there. So rather than bitching about it, I think we're just gonna commence to talking our normal shit.
It's a party in the USA.
Yes, exactly. Pull up a chair, grab a beer,
push in a stool.
It's the American way.
Yes, and make sure that you show respect to the ladies on International Women's Day by breaking in their homes.
Exactly. A true American.
I salute you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we have come to the end of this one. We are going to be back next week with another killer one. So hit the YouTube channel and the Instagram and our Facebook, and hit us up on Twitter. Drop us a line in the comment sections and let us know what you're feeling, what you're looking for. And, keep tuning in. We're having a great time doing this, and we hope you're having a great time watching it. Until next week, take a toke and watch all your worries go up in smoke. Peace.